12 signs of a low-value employee. High-performing employees can bring an array of benefits to the workplace, from unwavering passion and inspirational vision to valuable innovation. Yet it's not all good news. A low-value employee has formidable potential for damaged disharmony with colleagues, animosity in disputes leading up grievances, and minimal energy output when reaching towards success. It might come as a surprise, but there are varying levels of performance disconnect even within demoted productivity associated with individual staff members. Some may merely be straddling between good or bad, rather than being completely hopeless at work. 12. Poor performance. Low productivity is an indicator of a disgruntled employee. It's essential to measure the worth and dedication that each worker contributes in order for any organization to reach its goals. If someone consistently falls short or fails, even on minor tasks, it can be seen as a sign of carelessness or low motivation. This consequently leads to significant consequences for both parties involved, especially if left unaddressed by management. A critical aspect of workplace productiveness lies within evaluating individual performance levels over time, ensuring successful projects are achieved with an optimum quality outcome throughout. 11. Apathy and a lack of passion. It is all too common to encounter apathy and lack of passion in the workplace. However, it can have a drastic effect on individual performance. To track their enthusiasm for work, we should observe how often workers participate or contribute helpful ideas. These small details become extremely telling about anyone's level productivity within an environment. On one side are those full of ambition who seize every chance to further themselves by learning as much as possible from any given opportunity. Conversely, there exist low-value employees who couldn't be more disheartened with apparently insignificant tasks that would otherwise benefit them if embraced wholeheartedly. This stark contrast highlights why having individuals passionate towards the job they do cannot go understated with regard toward collective success. 10. Constantly absent. Employee absences are a pervasive problem across many workplaces. It's all too common to see workers finding any excuse they can to skip out on their obligations, and only show up for the parts of work that hold some level of enjoyment or interest. To really get an idea as to just how much these issues affect productivity, employers should take it upon themselves to analyze attendance records, break times, and other engagement metrics. This will give them insight into which staff members truly add value with what they bring to the table. Low-value employees will be the ones who are consistently absent or show up late, so it's important to identify these issues and address them quickly before they have a chance to affect overall workplace morale. 9. Lack of curiosity. A good employee is consistently driven by curiosity. They take the initiative to research and explore ways to improve projects, identify weaknesses, come up with new solutions, essentially demonstrating an invested approach into their work that sets them apart from just any other average Joe out there. However, in contrast, low-value employees resist change at every turn, asking questions only when required, or even worse, trying hard not to ask anything beyond what's assigned while grumbling about how long it takes for a task. Deprivation of this essential trait renders such workers doomed, never becoming more than mediocre laborious no matter the efforts one puts in. Therefore, it's essential to ensure that employees are actively encouraged and rewarded for their curiosity, making sure the workplace remains a dynamic, invigorating environment. 8. We have a future in. With the future of our business at stake, it is more important than ever to ensure we have high-value employees who take an active role in their work. These staff members not only rise up and accept new challenges with enthusiasm, they often push themselves even further beyond what's asked of them by developing innovative strategies for dealing with workloads. Conversely, low-value employees are easy to spot. They flounder behind group projects while working below capacity and always submit tasks after a due date has already passed. Without commitment towards their work, there can be no invention or discovery, something any struggling organization desperately needs if success is going to remain within reach. Therefore, it's absolutely essential that employers make sure they have the right staff members in place to help build a prosperous future. 7. Bad communication. Poor communication can have a lasting and devastating impact on the team dynamic of any office. Without clear, accurate information being shared between co-workers, sources of misunderstanding or confusion are readily created. This breakdown in trust and understanding not only affects morale but also productivity, as projects become derailed due to misinterpreted details at crucial stages, effectively wasting time that could better be used towards success. Gossip between staff is often fed by these miscommunications, which further corrodes unity among colleagues. Rarer still is the low-valued employee who stands up for themselves during discussions where their input would otherwise prove invaluable. So, employers should take it upon themselves to ensure they have an open communication policy in place so that each team member knows exactly what is expected of them and feels comfortable enough to offer their own ideas. This way, everyone can benefit. 6. Incorporation of feedback. How much value can a worker add to their work by incorporating feedback? A great employee will pay close attention and examine each correction with an eagle eye, making sure any mistakes don't slip through the cracks. Conversely, low-value employees tend to be unmotivated. They'll seek excuses rather than take responsibility or learn from errors. They'll accept feedback without understanding its importance, and will even become defensive when their work is critiqued. To maximize the effectiveness of an organization and ensure the highest quality of output, employers must be able to rely on their staff members taking initiative and using criticism as a platform for improvement. With this attitude in place, any workplace can flourish. It's essential that workers innovate in order to create high-quality results. 5. Disregard for authority. Disrespectful behavior towards authority has become a pervasive issue in the workplace. It can take many forms, from low-level employees disregarding directions, to higher-level personnel questioning decisions and competence of those placed in positions of power. For an effective work environment, it is crucial that grievances are communicated through appropriate channels. Anything less could result in aggressive pushback against every critique or instruction given. Low-value employees who fail to recognize their place in the corporate ladder not only endanger themselves, but can also have a negative effect on the team dynamics of any office. Employers should be vigilant in detecting and discouraging such behavior before it gets out of hand and affects productivity. Only then can respect for authority be maintained. For resistance to change. In the ever-shifting world we live in, adapting to rapid change is necessary if one wants to keep up. To become a high-value employee, it's important that you be able to recognize and take full advantage of every new opportunity that presents itself, despite any uncertainty or disruption caused by said changes. Conversely, those who are more resistant towards accepting modifications tend not to understand their full potential benefits until much later down the road. These employees often come off as low value compared with other workers due to this slowness at embracing transformation within day-to-day operations. 3. Bad relationships with colleagues. Working in groups can be challenging, and sometimes it's difficult to spot the outlier. Low-value employees may seem innocuous, but they can bring down a project. If left unchecked, their low participation means minimal output is delivered while dragging others back with them. If we don't take steps to identify these kinds of issues quickly, long-term bad relationships between colleagues might just follow. To keep the team in check, employers should encourage open communication between colleagues. This way, everyone can work together to identify problem areas and resolve any tension before it disrupts productivity. 2. Disregard for company rules and values. It's easy to get frustrated with company rules and values, but it's important for the business to remember why those things exist. A productive workplace needs employees who take their obligations seriously, even if that includes mundane tasks like following regulations, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Failing to adhere can often have consequences far worse than just a dissatisfied boss. By ignoring basic policies, workers show an alarming lack of respect, which could quickly compromise operations in any organization. 1. Little participation. During peak workloads, it is easy to identify high-value employees, those who actively volunteer and contribute in any project. They show their commitment by investing the necessary time and effort into all tasks assigned to them. On the other hand, a low-value employee's lack of participation speaks volumes. They will often hide among larger groups, or quickly retreat when asked for help with more demanding activities. Either way, these contrasting behaviors make one thing clear: an employee's true worth can usually be measured by how much he contributes at work. It's easy to mistake a low-value employee for someone stale and burned out from work, but there are ways of distinguishing the two. Today we've come full circle regarding how to determine whether your workers are valuable or not. They put forth great effort and maximize their productivity. Despite it being hard at times, excellence in our workplaces should be constantly pursued, as any less could have dire consequences on us all down the line. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.